Alexa.
Take it easy, Alexa. Take it easy. Take it easy, Alexa. You got it?
Yeah.
Hey, stop.
Hey, Alexa, stop.
Fucking difficult.
She's being difficult.
Does her own thing.
She does.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. She doesn't like to take it easy.
Every once in a while.
Hello.
Hi.
Everyone in TV land.
How are you?
Who said that?
I don't know.
Ed Norton.
Hello
Everyone in
there.
TV. Hello there.
I'm a chef of the future.
Chef of the future. Hello, everyone. This is Two Bros Podcast, episode 97.
Not
Welcome.
canceled.
Not canceled. We are not canceled. We are under the 500 or 200 limit, depending on where you live.
What do you mean? 200 limit?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Was it New York State? They don't want you, like more than 500 people.
Congregation.
They don't want you congregating
In more than 200
now.
people.
How will you enforce that?
Yeah. So the question is, do you bust up crowds?
Like if you see a bunch of people there, do you you're gonna call the police? You're gonna call the National Guard? You're gonna start busting heads with nightsticks and
call Barbecue Becky. You call her. They're congregating. You call these fucking all these
509 people over there.
You call all these people that have been snitching on barbecues and things of nature.
Yeah. Black kid, little black kids selling water outside and stuff like that.
That's what you get. That's who you hire. You hire those type of people.
Because apparently you ain't got shit else to do.
Exactly. How are you, young man?
Doing quite well, brother.
Yeah, you okay? You weathering the storm of this?
Yeah, weathering it perfectly. You know, just make. You know, just it's. What am I trying to say?
Unprecedented.
Yeah, very unprecedented.
Very unprecedented.
A lot of adjustments to make.
Yep.
The city is empty as fuck.
Yeah.
It's almost a ghost town.
It is
in some spots, especially at night.
Ooh.
Especially at night. I've seen a couple shots of people like Midtown East.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night, which is usually hounded with people going from one bar to the next and one restaurant to the next, and virtually a ghost town. So
I didn't go in yesterday. It was rainy, and I was like, yeah, why? Like,
Yeah.
Like,
you add that on top of it.
Yeah, you add that on top of it, and it was like really. I was like, I'm not going in. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to be at any sites or any locations, so it was very simple to.
Very simple decision.
It's very simple to not go in. Yeah. Oh, I think it's more in here.
You got it?
Yeah, you hear that? You don't hear that zizzle, zizzle, zizzle.
A little bit, but it's not.
It doesn't come through on this. That's.
Oh, you'll probably hear it on the.
Yeah, you hear it in your ears, and it's just annoying. Hi, everyone on Instagram. As we told you, we are just now 3 episodes away from the live edition of the 100th episode, and if you haven't been aware, we are giving away a phone number that I don't know if you could see on there.
You can't see.
The number is 720-835-5522.
Is that a 2?
720.
I thought it was a 7. I don't have my glasses on. Maybe that's a bad thing.
I do. 720-835-5522. Or you can log in to uberconference.com/2brospodcast.
Ooh.
And if you do that, you can log in. We can see where you're calling from. You can activate your...
Can you post a link?
Yes.
Ooh.
Link will be in the description, and as well we'll scroll it across the screen as I have scrolled the number across.
Now, this will only be for episode 100.
Only for episode 100, and if it's a success and you guys like it, we'll do it again.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's no limited time offer. We can do it anytime we
want.
Anytime we want. And so we'll see how much love we're getting if people actually call in. And if no one calls in, we're going to play crickets.
That's we should do that. Just have like the feed of us just like on our phone making a sandwich.
Making
sandwiches.
Like you said, the city is very sparse.
Yeah.
Very people.
I can get a seat on the train though.
Yeah, you can. You can get a seat. You can go anywhere you want. You pretty much. The tourists are actually enjoying this. The people that are here stuck.
They got space.
Yeah.
So
they're saying, "Wow, we got the Empire State Building to ourselves."
All to ourselves. Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of photographs. People of just taking tons of photographs, like laying in the middle of the street. Like taking these very sparse pictures of nothingness and just
Well, it's interesting because like people are doing smart and stupid things. Smart thing is, yes, you know what? If you can stay home, stay home. Yes, if you don't have to be in groups of a bunch of people, then don't.
Yep.
Play it safe. It's best to stay home. If you can work from home, work from home. That's the
if you have that ability,
If you have that ability, that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
The stupid thing is going out and hoarding fucking toilet paper. I don't know who came up with this idea that toilet paper
is a side effect.
Is like the thing you like. Hey, make sure you have your toilet paper.
My buddy,
is this giving you is Corona
security.
giving you shits or
it's not a side effect. It didn't say you have runny ass. It didn't say you have diarrhea. It did not say you will be shitting. However, my buddy Rich Dollar on Instagram says, "Hey, I just bought 50 plungers for you fuckers who clog your toilet. I'm around $100 a pop."
That's capitalism, brother. That's capitalism.
As this
the plumbing business is gonna go boom pretty soon.
Yeah, the Duty Man. You ever seen the plumber, the Duty Man? You ever seen him?
No, but that's a great name.
He's the best.
That's a great.
He's the best plumber's name ever. It's called the Duty Man, and obviously he plays on the duty, like I'm doing the job. But he shows the duty emoji.
It's a little poop emoji.
Yeah, poop emoji, and he's like, the Duty Man can handle it. 1-800, and his number's 1-800 Duty Man. I think it is.
That's awesome.
He's got the great punchline.
Yeah,
those guys will be in business.
Oh, they'll be in business, and it shows you how stupid we could be. Like these are probably the same people that are waiting in line to get $200 TVs at on Black Friday.
I saw that posted too. They said, "I can't wait till the riots start. I want that new 90-inch curve." I mean, this is capitalism at its finest. You fuckers want everything, man. You guys want. There was a a fight in Walmart here in Black Acres. Yeah, yep. They started with the fucking like it was Black Friday. They were fighting over minuscule items and things, and I myself witnessed yesterday in Key Food. So I didn't go in yesterday, so I said let me go early so I could shop for dinner.
Get some shopping, right?
Well, we just like buy today to
Well, you just
normally
stock up your fridge. I mean, you want whatever you're gonna get that day.
Well, we were just buying. We had stock that we went to Costco.
Your normal shopping,
but no, it was like Friday night. Like I said, let me cook, so I went and bought some salmon and some jasmine rice and some asparagus. I like to buy it the day I'm gonna cook it.
Right.
And there was a couple of people online, kind of like, are you on this line or you on that line? Which is a normal congregation.
If it's crowded, right.
Right, it's crowded. Hey, am I on this? No, I'm here. And then there's the guy that's halfway curved in, and he's in between two lines.
Playing both.
He's playing both. He's in pick a side. So the lady said, she said, no problem, I'll let you go. Let me go. That's where the fight started. Not that you're gonna let me go? How are you letting me go and I'm in front of you? You can't let me do anything. They all talk like this. They talk with their hands. Like, remember Don Sinkfield said, team too much and talk like...
Team too much.
Talk like Real Housewives? That's how... You're not gonna... And they... Wow, what have we come to, my friends?
Now, what was in their cart? Did you notice what was in their cart?
Randoms. I mean, I saw some fresh veggies. I saw tons of evaporated milk. She had tons of condensed milk. She's gonna go home and make caramel smoothies or something. I don't know. Did you know that if you put condensed milk in the microwave, it turns to caramel?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool sauce you can make out of
sugar in it, yes.
Yeah. My, how people are just going apeshit. just
everybody just calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Well, this is Mother Nature at its finest telling us to slow down and chill out.
Probably.
And
Mother Nature probably saying, damn, there's a lot of you motherfuckers out here.
Yeah.
All right, let's ramp some of this shit up.
And
let's get a few people.
Stock market plunging and everyone going crazy like is
buy.
Yeah. Well, people selling, and I guess you should buy because it's going to go back up.
Eventually it's going to go back up.
And the prices are super cheap I've seen people post tons of airline prices gone down.
Yeah, especially to Italy.
Yeah.
Especially, you probably get a free trip to Italy right now.
Well, like you mentioned earlier, be smart or be stupid. People are saying, "Wow, flights are so cheap. Maybe I should just go travel. I should just go to Jamaica or go here or go there." And you have to ask yourself, are you prepared to be stopped in the middle of travel,
Right.
detained or sitting on the tarmac for that? All these awkward little situations that happen with travel now. Are you prepared for that? Because the ticket price may not warrant that
drama.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and it has nothing to do with what you do. It just has to be the next person who, for whatever reason, is infected, or they're doing whatever, or they decide they're gonna act like an idiot. And,
Yeah. How about the jackass on JetBlue? Have you seen him?
No.
He took a flight from JFK to Tampa. To West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And as he got off, he says, by the way, when he landed, now it's no fault of his own, but the way he did it was foul. He landed, and the text messages start coming in when you land and you turn your phone back on. He was like, "Oh, wow, my doctor just told me I'm positive."
Oh.
Oh, gosh. Rode the whole plane ride with everyone. And then, but he notified them. He told them. He said, I'm sorry. I just as soon as I landed, can't have signal in the air and all that other stuff. Right. He said, I just landed, and I want to let you know that I just notified that, because he took the test before he left. And he went home to check on his mother or whatever down in Florida, and said, well, you need to notify all these people that I was on the...
I guess that's responsible. I guess he was a responsible person.
So most people said, wow, what a dick move. And then some people said, wow, he was smart enough to at least tell people and say, I could have told you nothing, and then you could have just went about your business and then found out you had it or didn't have it.
That's it sounds like a dick move, but that's a responsible thing to do.
Very responsible, yeah. But again, unprecedented times. We've seen the cancellation of all the sports.
Everything.
There's nothing on TV to watch.
Everything.
Unless you have Netflix and you can go back and binge watch. This is the time to binge watch on your favorite series or anything.
They're showing old games and stuff like that. They're showing old classic tournament games and stuff.
Doesn't do it for me.
So,
doesn't do it for me. I'm a ooh, this is now. I mean, we were all psyched up for the Big East.
Yeah.
The guys from Seton Hall were in the city. They were at their hotels sitting there waiting for the next game.
Yeah.
Canceled St. John's game at the half.
At the half, which I don't like. Was that bad planning, or was that
so
they took information and I don't know, just at the half, was it? I don't know. But maybe that was the responsible thing to do it at the halftime. But I don't know, because it seems like that information was available to them before the game started.
It was not. So the commissioner and the head of Big East basketball, she made a statement, and the gentleman, the assistant vice, I don't know their names, I'm sorry. They did say that given the information we had, we were, as scheduled, we were just limited to fans. No fans.
Right.
That was the handed down decision,
right? And
go according to his plan. And then when the game started, their commission, the Big East basketball commissioner, decided, hey, NBA canceled. Let's get these guys out. Their safety is just as important. And to let them play knowing what they knew, kind of it happened at noon. The game was at noon. They got the information kind of the same time.
Okay.
And so, Big East, NCAA plays halves.
It's hard to hate decisions you make like that, because it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing.
Can't please everyone.
You can't. Exactly.
Can't please everyone. I mean, everyone's got their little. I'm sitting at home wanting to watch some games, or for us, we had tickets. We were all psyched up. We had gear. I made shirts for the families and all the other people, and everybody's like, I guess we got to just sit home and Seton Hall got a trophy. They got their trophy for
because there was just a share of the title, right? Because a 3-way tie for the
something. I don't know. I don't even know the
title.
But there's big talk of for seniors getting to come back next year.
Allowing them to come back.
and play again, which is crazy. But then this is crazy times. What do you do?
I don't know if
I don't know if I like it either. I'm just saying. But imagine a guy like Miles Powell. Miles Powell, who was premiered all this year. He was
Right.
the top player in the
Right.
in the country. I mean, he was one of him and Marcus Howard. A lot of guys in the Big East, and there's tons of guys across the country who this was their big hoorah. Does it snide them, or does it snip their visibility to the NBA? Does it, everyone's wondering like, wow, what's next for them? Because you didn't get to go out with your bang. Like you didn't get to get your bang.
That's the thing. It's like if you're saying that, then aren't you being presumptive? Because just as equally, he could have gone in the tournament, he could have sucked ass.
Of course,
and his stock could have dropped.
100%.
It's like, oh, Miles Powell ain't really all that. So. Yeah. So we're just assuming that, okay, as he went forward, he would have him and others
and all of them. Well, I think
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I do. I don't know if you go. I don't know if you can put that genie back in the bottle. I don't think you can redo it again. I mean, it's painful. I mean, I was on the Hofstra campus when Hofstra won their tournament and. First
punched
time
their
ticket for the first time in 19 years, and it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
And it's sad for those seniors.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like for those seniors,
it's sad for those dudes.
Wow, we don't even have I don't get a chance to even just to touch that floor and say I went to the NCAA.
But you can't even campuses are closed, so you can't even be a big man on campus now. You can't even go around and have co-ed suck your dick and stuff like that.
You're part of a statistic.
Yeah.
You're part of the legacy of.
You're part of that group.
Yeah. So 2020 is becoming a stamp of the ages.
I think the league that has it, I don't want to say the easiest, but I think the NBA kind of has an easy path to the future because the NBA canceled their season, the rest of the season, which was about another 20 games,
or
something like that. Canceled their season, and they said they're just going to wait for the playoffs, for the playoff round to determine what they're going to do going forward.
So you're going to chalk up the season to now.
Season's done.
The season's done.
They're going to call the season now where it is, whatever the standings are. The standings are. And
playoffs will be as of now.
Playoffs will be like the standings will be as they are, so that will determine the playoffs, and then they're going to wait for the date of the playoffs to determine if they're going to be able to move forward. Should they move forward? Should they?
Not that far away. It's only in April. I mean, April.
What, mid-April is?
End of April starts the playoffs.
Well, it gives them what, a month?
Yeah.
To figure out to heal, to figure out what's going to happen. Is this dying down? Is this is it going to get worse? When you read about things in China, China has, I think they've closed their last coronavirus clinic, so they are not getting an abundance of new cases.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, in China, it's kind of like plateaued.
Yes, we've seen that.
It's starting to decrease. China, and you got to give props to the Chinese government because they've actually did a good job in containing and stuff like that. From what I understand, 75% of the people who were infected are better. They've been released from hospitals and stuff like that. Italy seems to be a nightmare because Italy has a very, very old population.
Yes.
So a lot of the older
250 people passed away in 24 hours. And just from Thursday afternoon to now.
Yeah.
250 people. And my wife and I talked about this, and we said, why? What's Italy? And I was reading something, blogger again talking about their the culture of their foods, high in acid, tomatoes, wines, and a lot of acidity in their diet. That when you get older, if you live continuously that way, that's how you live. But when you introduce something else to your diet and your system, they're going into this toxic shock, which they're explaining why Italy is such a higher mortality rate because of the acidity in their system. Their diet has a high acid level. Again, these are doctors.
Right.
These are doctors.
All right.
Again, people searching for ways to figure out why such a difference.
Well, it seems like the the uniforming factor of fatalities are age
Yeah.
and your overall health.
Yeah.
In China, I said the vast majority of the people who died were older, and they were chronic smokers.
Chinese people smoke like a mother.
China has a tremendous population of people who smoke. They said they noticed a difference between people who fit that same group and women in China. Women don't smoke as much, and women recovered better. The issue we have here in the U.S. is obesity.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a health factor. So as people get infected, your health in that way
you have
becomes...
diabetes, you have...
diabetes, high blood pressure,
and
basically just a sloppy fuck. And so that's a risk factor.
Kind of weeding out the undesirables. Huh?
That could be. I mean, maybe it's, a lot of the doctors who I've seen, as a matter of fact, and if you haven't done so, we don't necessarily pimp other people's stuff, but if you Joe Rogan's podcast, he had an immunologist on his podcast.
Yeah.
Tremendously informative, and he cuts through a lot of some of the bullshit that you've heard. But one of the things he says is that, look, if you're an overall healthy person, you're pretty much gonna be okay.
You're gonna get by this, yeah.
You're gonna be okay. What is a healthy person? Well, a healthy person, you exercise, you have a good diet, you don't rely on cheeseburgers and chips for your diet. You're getting good sleep, which just made me think of you. You're getting good sleep at night. So if you're an overall
I've been sleeping great. There's no work. There's no
stress.
Yeah, I have no deadlines. I have no shirt deadlines. And everybody's. No more big groups.
If you're an overall healthy person, and you take precautions, like if you are, he said the mask and hand sanitizer thing is BS. It's not gonna change anything. Now using the hand sanitizers, of course, is I mean, in my opinion, using hand sanitizer is one of the reasons why we have health problems to begin with. Because bacteria consistently adapts and stuff like that. So it's probably better to just wash your hands. Use regular soap and water to wash your hands. Do that a few times a day. I hate saying you're going to be okay because unfortunately there's going to be somebody who gets stricken with it and they're not okay. And you said I shouldn't do this, and I ate.
Don't listen to us. Listen to your doctor.
I ate lean protein all week.
No, listen to the smart people. Listen to the physicians, the doctors. I don't know if Dr. Phil is the guy. He's coming out with a bunch of stuff. He said, but everyone says the consistent low common denominator is wash your hands, do smart stuff, stop spitting in people's faces.
Don't spit in people's faces. Stop sneezing.
By the way,
everybody.
I had lunch with some friends, and Fan Coil Dan happened to be at this lunch.
Oh.
So I told Fan Coil Dan he made the podcast. He didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. He had no idea. But he profusely wet me with spit. And I was like, dude, stop. And he was like, what the fuck? He said the splattering. And I was like, dude, you're spraying me, Dan. Like, come on, man. In this economy with this going on, you're going to fucking spray me? And it got to the point where he got upset and left.
I have to shoot him.
Dude.
Now I got to kill him.
I said, go watch episode 95 and you'll see we gave you a shout out.
We gave you a shout out. Probably gave you a little bit of business.
Damn.
And then you're going to go spit in my brother's face.
Spitting on me.
Fuck you, Fan Coil Dan. If you can't control your goddamn saliva coming out of your mouth.
He just wouldn't stop.
For the love of God.
And then another gentleman we were talking to, because obviously this is everything everyone's talking about, right? This is, you can't go anywhere and not talk about this virus and what's going on. And some people are like, did you hear? Like, yeah, fucker, of course.
Yes.
Of course we heard it. Like, how could you not hear about it? I haven't met anyone yet that's tried to play stupid and be like
oblivious to what's going on.
What are you guys talking about? What's going on?
Why is there no toilet paper in the damn? I can't find any toilet paper anywhere.
Oh man,
my daughter's got diarrhea.
Tom Hanks. Who it shows you that no one is exempt from this. And when he recovers, Charlemagne the God said something that kind of stuck a little bit because he says, "Wow, when Tom Hanks got it, everyone went, 'Oh shit, this is real.'" You know, because the celebrity factor kicks in and people go, wow, he got it. The NBA players getting it, and now, we should be really concerned about this.
Yeah. So you weren't. Yeah.
When the World Health Organization told you,
yeah,
you weren't concerned, and you thought Trump was just playing a game.
That's our fault.
Calling a hoax. Yeah.
That's our fault.
We fell for the banana in the
Did he
tailpipe.
call it a hoax? Did he say it was a hoax?
So I have not found that footage.
Okay.
Everyone has told me the same thing, and I said, when?
Right, and that's my question.
And play it back, because everyone said that. Everyone has said that to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm the first guy that will tell you, if I heard him say it, I'll say he said it at the press conference on so-and-so. I do not remember him calling it a hoax. It's not fair to say that the president called it a hoax. It is fair to say that he kind of mildly said, okay, he did what everyone is doing now.
He downplayed it.
Downplayed it. Like, stop getting so excited. It's a virus. We know this.
Yeah.
These are the facts. It's a virus. You should be careful. It's flu season.
Yes.
This is a virus. It's going around. It's a different strain of a virus. Calm down. And so I don't think he was calling for the pandemic that it is. He does say some goofy things now and then.
He does. He's one of those people that, like, in a tragedy, you really don't want him talking.
Well, a lot of people go to work and they get better. Like, just go to work.
Yes, dude, just please. Like, he really needs, like, this is one where he just should have let, like, as he named the vice president, the leader, he should have just let him do all the talking.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't let him. He couldn't let Mike Pence.
He couldn't not be in the front.
Oh, Mike, say the thing, Mike.
Never mind, Mike. Never mind.
Go chase down.
Couldn't just not do it.
Yeah.
Could you just like go somewhere else? Go play golf. Go in the Oval Office. You said Mike Pence is running the show. Okay, let him run the show. Let him run it. Because whatever Mike Pence would have said would have been 1,000 times better.
Speaks a little bit more eloquently. Mike Pence does. He does speak very well. The state of, I guess, the address that he gave the other night. I watched it when it came on at 9:00.
The one when he had the
teleprompter.
Okay.
He was clearly speaking from a teleprompter.
Right.
And he sounded quite like
if he sticks to the teleprompter, he's on point. He's on the ball.
Sounds like our president. Sounds like a leader of the free world. But then you heard him say, whenever we did it, I did it. He can't help himself.
Yeah.
What we did, I did. I did it. He just has to stamp his, jab the knife and twist the blade.
There's beautiful tests. I've seen those tests. They're beautiful.
Oh, those people are so smart.
I don't know anybody smarter. They're the smartest people in the world. And, oh, God.
My. Well, folks, we're all going to wait this one out. Hope you've stocked up and got your favorite dishes and things, spend time with your family. If you have been given the time off, Ron's school closed. They closed the whole week, so he's got all of next week off. Public schools have not decided to close.
Right.
The beauty of
that's a big decision though, because that's.
Well, I look at it this way.
There's a lot of parents
who
gotta work.
Yeah.
So, if they're told to come to work,
right?
You can't just
Well, you can't neglect your children, and
just puts them in an awkward position.
And not everyone has the luxury of working from home. Some people are physically in the trenches. They have to do things.
Right. Our healthcare workers.
Yeah. Right. Healthcare workers. Shit, bus drivers and stuff like that. You can't do that from home.
No.
Drive the virtual bus.
No.
But this does bring about a new thing. Like once you change something, people are now gonna see that, wow, we didn't this brick and mortar thing. Why are we going to these offices anymore?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
A lot of this is gonna change.
Why are we working from here? You don't do it backwards. My daughter's classes have all been canceled. They're all going digital, right? I can imagine that the campuses will say, shit, we don't have to build this super megaplex. We can have, Drexel online. Remember that everybody laughed at those fuckers? Phoenix College and all those guys? Now they're the ones that are looking, they're taking their system and running it everywhere.
Yeah.
They want to buy it. They want to buy their system. So some people, this is the quintessential out of chaos comes some order.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes
No, you're absolutely right.
This is it. This is showing you, proving.
That there are different ways of doing things.
Yes.
That you can do things differently. There is, I mean, you demonstrated that when you were working from home. There's
Yeah.
no real reason for you to be there.
It destroyed me going back to work. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, why am I doing this? I get it for the exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the only thing that I enjoyed out of it is getting the exercise.
That 2-mile walk a day.
Yeah, going uptown, downtown,
Mm-hmm.
train ride here, there, and there. But, I sit, you see the treadmill. I keep the treadmill right
Mm-hmm.
out in front of my office. I put my iPad in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I work and talk and do my conference calls from there.
Yeah.
It's great, but this is the future of, I guess, intellectual working. I want anything that has to do with touching someone or servicing
Well, yeah,
something.
I mean, if there's some jobs you can't,
Yeah.
do. Like if you run a diner, you got to run your diner. If you lay brick, you got to be there to lay brick.
But I think in hindsight, it does alleviate the pressure of having people come traveling with they'll need to. Like,
Right.
now the people who have to be there can go, and
Right.
they have the train to themselves, and they can get in and get out. The UPS workers and the FedEx and Prime and Amazon delivery guys can go where they got to go without us being in the way. Like, I'm in someone's way.
Yes.
2 hours for no reason. I'm just. Oh, sorry. You're working. I'm going to work, and I'm gonna go sit at the computer, which I have here. It's different. We're now being introduced to different times.
Being introduced to it differently, and there's no reason that we can't continue with it in a certain way. There's no reason why a guy who runs a particular business cannot look at his workforce and say, you know what, there's like 25% of y'all can work from home, like all the time.
Yeah.
And that affects your affects your finances, affects how you pay people. Would you? I'm curious if the average let's say the average person makes X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
They make X amount of dollars. They go into Manhattan and they do their job and they come home. Could you pay them less?
Well, that's what we do.
To work from home.
We do that. We do that when we started the company 15 years ago. It was an option to. When you're just an admin who's supporting a project manager and they work from home, we pay them less because you don't have the travel expenses.
Right.
You don't have the, you do have, and then your reimbursables are paper and stuff like that.
Right.
But we're trying to teach you how to do it paperless.
Right.
Like, you don't have to do print. My wife does this all the time. She prints just to see it and throws it away. Like, for no reason. She just has to see it. She has to read it and see it in paper form, and reading it online or on a document or PDF doesn't excite her the way.
Right.
Some people need it. It's just creature of habit.
Right.
I'm assuming, but then some people, like, there are some times where I get a job and I'll like, all right, let me print this fucking thing out, and I kind of lay it out here, and I'm like, I need to see it too, but it forces you to do it the other way when you have to go buy a ream of paper. You have to buy boxes of paper, and where do I put it? And that's gonna sit here, and then it gets wet, and then you gotta buy ink, and then there's so many pieces and particles. But the future is here, folks.
It's here, and it's gonna keep coming.
Yep, it is keep coming.
It's gonna keep. There's gonna come a time. There's gonna come a time where we're gonna look at the workforce and we're gonna say, man, you remember like there was a time when everybody like had to commute and go into work and stuff like that. And, now, and that's gonna be like a rarity. Like the rarity is going to be somebody actually going into work, or the people that go into work are in like the service industry, like you said, your bus drivers or your delivery drivers or
like
your mechanics or
you
something
have
like
to
that.
touch something. You have to mechanize something.
Right.
You have to kind of mobilize some sort of a business. But for just the average push and play, the biggest thing that we need to all be afraid of is that I said this maybe 50 podcasts ago, actually, when we were talking about the Constitution and talking about other things, but Google is handling the testing, reporting, and all this documentation through the federal government. They have given Google the job to manage the testing and documentation of this whole process. So this is what I was afraid of.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I was extremely fearful of it 50 episodes ago, thinking that whenever you think that the technology can replace, because not to say that there aren't good people working at Google,
Right.
that there aren't honest people, but they're doing more with less, right? So they are, is this a word? Roboticizing, mechanizing the documentation process by just doing Google Docs,
Right.
And so now all this testing is being handled through Google.
All the testing is being handled through Google,
Yes.
or
The tracking,
or the
data, all the data. Yeah.
documentation is being managed by Google.
Yeah, well, the federal government just anointed Google to manage the test of this coronavirus.
The test or the documentation
The
of
test.
the test.
The
Actually, the testing
Yes.
itself.
Yes, they're going to be the ones that have the database that has the entire, I'm assuming, the distribution of it and throughout. So,
Of the test.
Again, I just only heard this morning that Google is in charge of the corona testing. We have to look it up. We have to look
Okay.
it up. We're not going to discern it now.
I know. Well, I'm trying to distinguish: are they in charge of the actual testing, or are they in charge of the documentation of the testing?
Well, we'll find out. We can Google it. Yeah.
Because I think that's a big distinction. I mean, number one, I have a problem with them doing either.
Yes.
But them doing the testing, I would have a bigger problem with.
Okay. Google leads the tech change to work from home. Oh, the work from home. I'm familiar about Corona charging device. What the fuck? Corona changing methods. Blah, blah, blah. EPA. Patents. Minimize. I just searched something. Google coronavirus. So.
All right, so we don't know. So,
No,
so
it's
we don't know.
yeah. The Guardian,
we can't find it.
right. We can't find it, but they did it. The Trump said it. I mean, President Trump said it at his State of the Union. This will all be handled by Google, and everybody was like, "Wait, what? Google's gonna handle this?" Yeah. So that's a monster in itself because that has a whole that lends itself to a whole new realm of breach and data and
It's it's the you're talking about what's a public health crisis,
yeah.
and now a private company is going to be responsible for certain aspects of that. Like how, I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. I got to let that marinate.
Yeah.
On my head for a bit.
Contrary to what does it say, that Google coronavirus touted by Trump is still in its early stages. Google coronavirus touted by Trump still in its early stages. Google virus testing. A Google virus testing website touted by President Trump is at its early stages and will be the first online in San Francisco Bay on Monday. Trump said that at the news conference that the site will help people figure out that they need to be tested for the corona and direct them to the closest location.
Okay.
The drive-through center, Walmart, Target, Alphabet.
Okay. So it's a center for information.
Yes.
Okay, not actual testing itself.
But look at what has to happen. You have to log on with your Google ID.
Right.
Google says, now.
Yes.
Oh, you was over here. It tracks you. It
Yes.
knows where you were. So now it ties in all this.
Yes.
You need to be tested, motherfucker.
Yes.
You were in here at 7:45 p.m. I got another. Imagine when you cross-collateralize all that data.
Yes. That's what we do now.
I know, but
That's what we do now, but now you're doing it
But
with,
now you put it with the virus, and
Right.
you beep somebody, you get a notification that goes, you need to report for testing. And if I don't go to testing, what happens?
You get a drone over your fucking head. You get well. This isn't the Obama administration. You might not get a drone. But you get men in black suit, men in hazmat suits. We coming to the door. Excuse me, Mr. Warren Whitfield. Can you come with us, please?
Yeah, I think so. Look at the people joining in. We have a couple of people in there.
Man.
Hey, hi, everyone.
Hi, how is everybody?
Hello.
I shouldn't be doing this shit because I have to read my glasses.
Can't see.
For Karen, hey, DJ Harlem, of course. What's up?
Yeah.
Ooh, Louis Bastion.
Who? Louis Bastion.
Bastion.
Ooh,
a guy
French
I work with he's not French, he's Puerto Rican. So
Bastion.
Yes, exactly. We've had this conversation. I had this conversation with him before. I said, hey, you're Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
But your last name is Bastion. He says, yep.
Yep.
I said, how's that happen? He said, I have no idea. He says, and people always come up to me when they hear my name. They always go, "Hey, parlez-vous français?" He's like, "I don't do that. I don't
do that."
You know.
Very interesting. Well, hi, Louis. How are you?
Which lets you know that history is full of people that have been in places where they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Is I don't want to make fun of his history,
No.
but we're all we're all a product of somebody who went to bed with somebody who they really shouldn't have been fucking around with.
Yeah, exploration.
That's right, exploration.
There's always what's the guys? Lewis and what are their names?
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark. They fucked somebody.
They fucked Saskatchewan. They fucked the chick, Indian chick. What's the Sacagawea? One of them. They tied her to a tree and.
No, they didn't do that, did they?
Did you see? Well, again, movie Hollywood has a way of changing things around and creating history and making, the Revenant is supposed to be like but that's supposed to be some of the Lewis and Clark era, like.
You know what was true about the Revenant? The true story about the Revenant?
A fucking bear.
That the dude got his ass kicked by a bear. That's the only part of that story that was true. The dude, it's true that he was a scout for his group. He got attacked by a bear. He thought he was dead, and he worked his way back to his camp. Yeah, that's the only part of that story that's true.
Around that time, pelting and all that was very prevalent.
So it made sort of like a historically accurate fiction of that era. Yes.
Well, I mean, just for settlers like these guys who saw these indigenous people working hard in their communities, fixing things, hunting, feeding their families, and these fuckers just came in and said, "Ooh, profit.
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck you, and burn your whole village, take your shit, and rape your wife."
I'm reading a great book. I think it's a great book. It's called "Civilized to Death." And it's basically how we think that we've advanced at things, but because we've advanced in certain ways, we've kind of lost the plot in other ways. And I'm at a point in the book where he talks about that, where he talks about how Europeans came to the New World, and
civilized the savage.
It was pretty much still a hunter-gatherer society.
Yes.
It hasn't gone into industrialization, hadn't gone into farming,
right.
Stuff like that. It was pretty much hunter-gatherer, and hunter-gatherers share. They share their stuff,
right.
And when you look at the documents of Christopher Columbus, he on the one hand says how he marvels at their willingness to share, and they're very kind, but then at the end he says, "Oh, they'll make great slaves. They'd be so easy to fucking destroy."
Boomstick.
Right, and then he goes about and destroys
annihilating a whole bunch of people,
and just had them dig for gold. There was no gold in the area, so if they didn't come with gold, they would cut their hands off and shit.
Yeah.
And
that's horrible. I mean, total disregard for people's indigenous ways, and people just leave me alone. I'm up here by myself.
Yeah.
I'm living off the land, and who are you to come?
Yeah.
And capitalize off of my back,
But we've all benefited from it, so
yes.
it's like one of those things you kind of say, well, that's kind of fucked up, but
I'm still taking Columbus Day off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I had this argument with
I don't take Columbus Day off.
I had a very detailed argument about taking Columbus Day off with a gentleman to this day who will not let me. I'll never forget you cursed me out for taking off Columbus Day, and
I remember that. You told me about that.
Man, Gordy, Coach Gordy. But it is what it is, and we've all been there. And teach his own, exactly. So sports in itself is at a standstill.
Dead.
MLB
nothing going on.
Training camp.
They canceled spring training. No more spring training. Their facility. They're going to leave their facilities open. So if players want to go there to work out, they can.
Okay.
I think they're giving them the option to pretty much do whatever you want to do. I think some guys have gone home to be with their families and they're going to work out.
Wow.
They've officially, well, I shouldn't say officially, they've postponed opening day to 2 weeks.
Wow.
So it was going to be like the end of March. So you're probably looking at mid-April to when opening day is going to start. Well, as of now, I mean, who knows? Something will change.
Yeah,
but
you might get a rain shower and it washed away all the corona and we're good.
Yeah, and then and the question comes, like how do you proceed? Do you proceed with a limited schedule? Do you try to get all the other games in? Do you, baseball I think has the biggest hurdle because they just
have a long season ahead of
they
them.
got a long season ahead of them, and kind of like how you start it is going to be interesting. And the NFL has I think they've canceled their draft day thing.
Draft day's canceled.
So
XFL canceled.
They've I think they're still having draft. They're still drafting, but they're not doing like the event. The event at the place in which everybody's there and come on out, and I think they're still doing the draft.
It'd be interesting.
Do it online.
Yeah, it'll be all.
And now on Skype with us is going to be Teron Whitfield, who's been the first round pick of the Sacramento Kings.
Ron actually had a tournament thing on Xbox. I didn't. I mean, it's a feature you can do. It didn't mean like he created it, but he has this tournament where he started his own tournament. And last summer was pretty big. Like he had it where he was pushing it out, and guys were like, "Hey, well, sign up, and be on a team." And you have this virtual tournament, you know, through Xbox. So it got me to thinking of it, like, wow, you can actually kind of just do this, you know. I guess in this no touchy feely era,
in lieu of,
I mean, just for fun, I mean, we have nothing to watch. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing live to watch. This means you'll get a lot. So could you imagine a high-level game with real players, with a Miles Powell in the corner playing and showing him on screen? You know, this digital gaming being now thrusted into the front of sports, where if you've ever seen Ballers, you ever seen Ballers?
No.
Okay, so Ballers talked about this, saying this gaming world is on the verge of something. If people would stop wanting to hang around each other all the time. Oddly enough.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They were saying that if people didn't need to congregate and be around each other, this thing would go fucking crazy. We're at the time now. We're at that time now where this gaming culture.
There's no reason why you can't now go online and start your NCAA tournament.
Well, this is what we said. Like, everyone have their own joystick.
Yeah.
They are their own players.
But do it and then broadcast it.
I understand.
Broadcast it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
And
they have tons of them on YouTube. But now, what's the other one they have? What's the fucking gaming site? Fuck.
I can't think of it. I don't know.
It's not TikTok. It's another one that's...
a gaming site?
Yes. It's Twitch.
Oh, yes.
Very big.
Yes.
Very big on gaming, live stream gaming, digital and virtual. We watched, stick something behind it, stick your keys behind it. We watched a game, NBA game through the PS4, through the headset.
Okay.
And we sat at the game in the stands with the goggles and
virtual
everything else. So it will force technology to give us something to play with.
Yeah.
Since Harvey Weinstein's gone.
Yeah. No more Harvey Weinstein.
23 years, man.
23 years.
I guarantee this guy will autoerotic asphyxiate himself.
Oh, yeah.
On the last way out.
Everybody's saying that Clinton didn't do it already.
Clinton?
Clinton? You know, this Clinton killed everybody. So
oh my god. No more Harvey Weinstein.
He's probably gonna die. So you know.
They said, and the Oscar goes to Harvey Weinstein.
I get into these arguments with people. I got into I wouldn't say an argument, but I got into this tit for tat with our friend Glow online. And I said, look, Harvey Weinstein's a horrible person.
Yes.
I have a problem with this being called rape.
Okay.
I have a problem with it being called rape because it wasn't rape. It was if everything is true what I heard, this basically was an agreement.
It was
an exercise of power but I just have a problem with it being called rape.
Rape.
You know, because rape is you forcing somebody, you're grabbing somebody.
So now rape has different levels. You got level 1 rape, level 2, level 5.
I think you have to define rape. I think you have to be clear as to what rape is. Now, that doesn't mean that Harvey Weinstein is a decent person.
No,
and it doesn't mean that maybe he should serve some time for what he did. But I just have a problem with calling it rape. If you agree to do something with somebody, even if what they're asking you to do is horrible, I don't see how you can eventually call that rape.
It's called regret. Sounds like more like regret.
It's like regret. Yes,
it is
regret.
It's regret.
It is somebody using your power.
Wow.
It is, you know.
I regret doing this.
You know, but
I think a lot of people woke up the next day and go, "Fuck, did I just do that?"
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I ate that donut.
You've seen that walk of shame?
Yeah.
You've seen that you hit the.
If any of you fuckers who ate that chicken KFC donut, you've not seen this fucking
the chicken sandwich with the
why make this
the donuts?
Why make this?
Because we're bored.
Why make this? Why make this donut chicken sandwich?
Because we're bored and we have too much food.
Come on,
we
man.
have too much shit.
A donut chicken sandwich. You're gonna what? There's no possible end game of that.
Yeah, it doesn't end well. None of that ends well.
There's no end game in eating that donut. I just don't understand it.
It doesn't end well.
Man. So Harvey Weinstein up the river, 23 years. I want to dispel the myth of the Simpsons episode that predicted the coronavirus.
What?
Which was truly false. Okay. Or not truly false. Not 100% false. So episode 23, season 4.
Okay.
Someone posted, Simpsons does it again.
Mm-hmm.
They showed an epidemic and blah, 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 and had coronavirus in it. Okay? It was an epidemic. This was true, where the Chinese guy, or it was Japanese, they were buying a juice. I remember the episode, and I have the episode. I have the whole catalog. I can look them up on the Fire Stick. And it was called the Osaka virus.
Okay.
But the picture they showed with the Troy McCloy,
right.
newscasters, they showed a picture. Someone superimposed the coronavirus words into it. It was called the Osaka virus on the show, and it was a Japanese guy coughing into a box of a juice maker that Homer bought. Homer wanted to buy this juice maker. And as soon as he gets the box open, flies come out and they go, ah! And the whole town gets infected. Which was true. It was an epidemic. It was a thing, but it was called the Osaka virus. For someone that has too much time on their hand, they photoshopped the word corona and said, see, Simpsons gets it. And that's the part I don't like, when people just play with history and play with, anyone, when it goes viral just for clicks. Clickbait, they call that, I guess. Clickbait or clout chasing.
Clout chasing.
I mean, and then you have to go and dispel it and then, fight against morons,
Right.
I don't know what you get out of it. I don't know what you get out of saying, hey, this was what it was, and look at everyone go scramble.
You're a clever person. Watch everybody go scramble. It doesn't look like silly people all over the place. So, unfortunately, they're at this coffee shop I go to. I go to this coffee shop, and one of the servers there, she's a nice enough lady. She's from Poland. And we get to talking about, hey, how many people got infected and blah, 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 and all that stuff like that in the coffee shop. And she talked about how, she doesn't know of too many people, she, back in her home country, Poland, not too many, she said maybe 2 or 3 actual cases in Poland, And then she said, but we don't have that many Chinese people in Poland. and I go, oh, God.
Oh.
And I fight that thing in my head that says, you really should check her about this. And I'm like, no.
But isn't this the Polish thing? Like, isn't that the moniker for Polish people? That they're just not that bright. I mean, again, these are stereotypes. We don't make them up. We're just reiterating them. Growing up, I always heard that Polish people
were just not that bright.
Not that bright.
Yeah, that's always been the joke.
That was a joke.
That's always been the
joke. Barney Miller, they did.
Yes.
Barney Miller, you mentioned this before. Barney Miller is the classic cultural melting of every ethnicity and every stereotype that could possibly be in.
Nobody had a problem with it.
No one had a problem with it. And it helped you to kind of cope with it, right?
Yes.
I think the coolest guy of all was Ron Glass. I mean,
absolutely.
He was the coolest guy. The brother was the coolest one.
Absolutely. Always had a 3-piece suit on.
He was dope.
Always looking
sharp. He was sharp.
That's right.
Wow. Those shows in the 70s, I remember they tried to do like the Jeffersons and the thing with All in the Family.
It was
with Woody
all in the
Harrelson
Family and
the Jeffersons.
yeah.
And
No, it was a Good Times.
They did Good Times. They did Good Times
Yeah.
and the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
They did all three of them.
It just doesn't translate. It just doesn't.
No. It's a different time.
It's just you just look at it differently, and then
Yeah.
you look at those people differently. I saw this episode of All in the Family with I loved it.
Real
All in the Family, and I love the ones where they had George Jefferson on there, and they were trying to convince his son of something, and Archie Bunker said, Jefferson, can't you talk color to him and see what he's and try to.
You can't do
and that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
But you can't. Unfortunately, you would get like so many people would be like offended by the and offended for you.
Yeah.
You know, it would be
I'm sorry for him.
A white grad student upset that you had to hear that.
Oh yeah.
So they would he shouldn't have
Don't
to
fight
hear.
for me.
No,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Just I thought the shit was hilarious.
I thought it was funny. Norman Lear is still around.
Is he really still alive?
He was at the showing of the.
That's right.
and He had the hat on, and he had.
That's right.
And he was literally like.
Oh, he was a genius.
He said, "When I created this, it was like no one ever thought I was crazy. They thought it would cause riots. They thought it was, and he thought it was multicultural, explaining how people reacted,
how real people live.
Yeah, and this is help you understand your neighbor a little bit better,
Yeah.
so you could.
Well, he walked away from Good Times though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after 2 seasons,
Really?
he walked away from. If you notice, if you look at old Good Times episodes, you would say it would say created by Norman Lear. He was
maybe
actually
like
like the
inspired
producer
by-
and
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think he walked away from it because they started to go away from the.
The message.
They started to go away from the message, and I think this was around the time that they wanted to get rid of.
John Amos.
Yes.
Yeah.
In which they wanted to get rid of the strong black father, and I think Norman Lear had a big problem with that. He said, "No, this needs to be the nuclear family."
Yeah.
But the nuclear family lives in the projects in Chicago.
Yeah. Junior,
and
whoop
that
your
was,
ass.
right, and that had to be part of it. It had to be a strong patriarchal figure, you know, a strong matriarchal figure. You know, the two didn't combat. You know, mom was in charge of the house. What happened? Dad went out, busted his ass, you know, to work.
Yeah.
You know, if the two had conflicts, they worked out their conflicts, but they never gave in to one another, so to speak.
Yeah.
But then it became almost the JJ's a Fool show.
Right.
And Norman Lear had a problem with that. And so I think he stepped away from like the everyday thing of the show.
My man, JJ.
They did a little bit. If you look at the latter episodes of Good Times, it was he got kind of cooned a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
You know?
he was definitely hey.
Yeah, you had to hit dynamite every day. And,
Yeah.
and stuff
They made
like
a doll
that.
out of him. Shit.
Did they really?
You don't remember the doll? You pull the string, dynamite.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
The JJ doll.
Oh, they should have had a
Archie Bunker doll.
no, should have had a doll of his sister,
Thelma.
Thelma, a Thelma doll.
I have her book here.
I'd have just
Her
stared
book is
at
right
that.
there. I have
She
her
wrote a book?
She wrote a book.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is it
I
good?
took a picture with her in Atlanta. Yeah.
That's right. I remember that. Yes.
She's she wrote a book. She describes the terrible times during that show.
Oh.
Of, her mom and the sexism, all of it. She talks about it all. She's a very conflicted young lady. At the time, you know, she had a lot going on.
Okay.
And she explains why she never worked again. Like where
After that,
yeah, she never started anything, never did anything else. You know, even the late great Janet Dubois.
who recently passed away.
Yep, who recently passed away. She actually sang she sang the Jefferson song.
Yes.
Moving
Yes.
on up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting times, very interesting times. But those 70s shows are available now. You can watch them now on Prime. Prime is killing it. Amazon Prime is
Yeah, you love your Prime.
Yeah.
You love your Prime. They're doing. They are. Every time I go on that site, there's like more shit. There's
They're
new shit. There's more
competing.
detail.
They're very competing with a lot of the content.
I gotta look at the comedy specials that they put up.
Yeah.
Alonzo Bozeman's. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, who's paying attention?
Yeah.
Or he's got another one.
The last one he did. The most recent one.
I think it's called something like who's paying attention or. It's funny.
He's funny. He's
pretty
funny,
funny.
and he's subtly funny.
Yeah.
Like he's not like
When did that happen?
Yeah, exactly. He's not outlandishly funny.
Yeah.
But he's like subtly funny. Like you got to listen to him.
I saw a couple on there that were like why was this funny? Like the Blasian guy, the Michael something, this half black, half Korean guy. His comedy special called Blasian. Not funny at all. Like, but I mean, speaking from a Blasian, from us being, Asian and
is he the guy that has the Old Spice commercial?
No. He
Okay.
looks like him a little bit. He's got
Okay.
the long face with his mother's Korean, his father's black.
Okay.
And I guess in the storytelling world of comedian, there's different comedics, right? Storytelling comedians.
Right, different styles and
Different styles.
whatnot, yeah.
Like Joey Diaz tells great stories,
Yes.
And it's just funny,
Yes.
when he...
It's hard to imagine that he actually constructs those, though.
Yeah.
It's just like when you listen to him, it just sounds like
they're real.
they're real.
they happen.
Like he's
Yeah.
and he's coming off the top of his head.
Yeah.
But no,
Yes.
these are constructed things. Like,
I know.
He wrote it, but
It's weird.
he's fucking hilarious.
It's weird. I'm sure he embellished. I'm sure he taken
I'm sure he
something
did too.
and embellished it. You want to delete this
No,
video? What a choice to make.
No. Jesus Christ.
Scroll down. It's at the
I don't
bottom.
delete
The
it.
options are there at the bottom. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So, these are fun times, man. But hey, man, if you haven't done so, go out and get toilet paper and paper towels, Corona wipes and whatnot.
Corona away. There's this cool picture. I would try to show you when we get off of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Somebody, they're riding in four horsemen of the apocalypse, all death and pestilence, and one of them is carrying a bag of toilet paper, and the other one looks at him and goes, "Dude, seriously?"
Oh, there you have it,
Get
folks.
your toilet paper. Chatto! Remind them of what that call-in number is.
Okay,
I
so-
probably shouldn't have done that because you turned your shit off.
Well, it's nothing more than just a simple click of the button. Maybe it's not. The call-in number is... now I can't find it. Saved it as a picture so that I wouldn't forget it. All right, party people, for the 100th episode, make sure you dial into 720-835-5522, and you're going to enter the conference pin number 55854.
What he said, and it's probably down here
And
somewhere.
we'll put it down below. You can also log in at uberconference.com/2brospodcast. Okay? So we hope to see you there on the 100th episode. You still got a lot of time. So you can go back, play it slow, and go 720-835-5512. Remember, be a blessing to someone else. Peace.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Peace, everybody.